People on the roof, hanging from windows, screaming for help. That's the chaotic scene firefighters arrived to find in Kensington Market last night.
In all, 12 people were pulled from the apartments in the burning building. 2 have since died. Neil Coxell is joining us live from St.Andrew Street tonight, inside Kensington Market. Neil, a lot of people wondering, was this an illegal rooming house?
Well, Emery, we were speaking to city licensing offices earlier today, and they told us there were no inspections here at the boarding house you see behind me, the rooming house rather, because it was not licensed. It was not supposed to be operating as a rooming house, but fire officials tell us that they believe there were about 20 rooms in that building. 12 people pulled from that building last night, as you mentioned, 2 of them children, one of them just an infant, about 1 year old, in fact. And when you take a look at the pictures from last night, you really get a sense of how chaotic the scene was. All available units here, police, EMS, fire officials, all working in tandem in an assembly line almost to make sure they got people out of the building as quickly as they could, into stretchers, into ambulances, and then off to hospital to get them treated. Some people had managed to get out themselves, remarkably, and were inside the church next door trying to stay warm as all of this unfolded in their home. And when you speak to fire officials, they speak to the issue of a rooming house. You know, if everything is done correctly, they say, in that situation, in a rooming house situation, they can be very safe. But the problem for them is, for fire officials, when they go in, there are so many doors. It can be like a labyrinth almost, they say. They have to make several passes inside the building to make sure no one is left behind. Compelling comments from fire officials who were here, first responders. Have a listen.
One of my captains said when he first went to the 3rd floor, and he said he looked in, we thought we had one person up there to bring down. He said he saw nothing but eyes looking at him. Took the baby first, and then we just made repeated trips up and down the ladder till we got everybody out.
Now, coming up at 6 o'clock for you here on CBC News Toronto, we'll speak to a woman who lives just behind this building, a neighbor here who's been inside. We'll tell you why she says it was essentially third world conditions, in her words, inside. We'll also speak to someone who used to live in this building, has since moved out, and convinced his friend to move out as well. We'll tell you how he describes the situation and why they were always worried about a fire like this happening. Reporting live, I'm Neil Coxell.
Thank you, Neil.